So we're back out here again. Chris gonna get a little bit more work done on his CRX. I knew it would be sooner than later that he bought some more parts for this car. Now he's gonna upgrade his rear sway bar. He got the ASR kit, which has the subframe brace and also the sway bar. We're gonna throw that on really quick.
Perfect.
There it is, guys. Got the bar finished up. Really straightforward, simple install. The only thing that he might need if he wants to is get longer bolts, and then we could use that lower bar, but I don't think he's gonna utilize it anymore because this whole brace there kind of does the same thing as that little bar did. So that's all wrapped up.
Would just leak air.
Yes.
So if we put it like this.
How far is it from there? Does it fit in? You want to take that off first? What we're working on is normally the master cylinder sits like this in the engine bay, and you see how there's that nipple at the top for the vacuum line. What we're trying to do, we essentially want to rotate it that way that nipple that's normally up here is now down here. And I was hitting on this normally comes straight up. We're knocking it down, but we're going to test fit it first, make sure there's enough room to run the hose right from there to the new location of the nipple. The reason we're trying to do that is we want to try to eliminate just some of the clutter and eliminate that vacuum line that goes across the top of the master cylinder, just so it looks a little cleaner in here and makes it easier to clean. So in doing that, we're not going to be able to mount the booster with a single cam in here. Now if you have a B series, this nipple is normally on the back of the intake manifold, so that would give us room to run the line off and then the valve and then right to the nipple on the booster itself. So we're just going to go ahead and retain the original equipment because we need that valve in there, and it's just going to give us the appropriate room to mount it like that. Maybe when we put the B16 in the future, we can go ahead and just swap it out one of these days. And so if you see right here, we're just tapping on it slightly, and you can kind of change the position of where that nipple goes. On an old hatch I used to own, I had that nipple actually on the back. I had it bent down, and then I ran the tubing underneath the manifold and then right back to the booster. That's what we want to do with this, but we don't have a lot of room and we don't want to loop all these lines up and look all ugly, so we're just going to leave the stock orientation for now. Are these the ones that are open?
Yeah.
They are. So you're going to plug one of these into each of the holes.
Okay.
Just like you would as if we were plugging the lines. You can take the cap off and just actually remove the cap.
This cap?
Yes. You can leave that on the ground.
The filter too.
You can leave that out, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need it, so we're just trying to get the air out. This, it's like a little contraption that like kind of sits on here.
Oh, I see.
And you can kind of put the lines through it, but it's just however you want to figure it out. I'd probably put it that way. Put it on the side there.
Okay.
Feed one of the lines here. Basically, both lines are going to loop back into the cylinder itself.
Oh, okay.
And that little black clip, you can kind of like now run it straight through that hole right there and down into the cylinder, just like that. And then the other one, and then, see, I don't know how you can't really use that side, but
Well, I guess if you put it down all the way.
I think that's what it's probably meant for. Maybe we could slide this plastic piece all the way down to the base. See how there's a metal?
Yeah.
Does it fit, or can you rotate it? I mean, flip it around to that side, maybe. Yeah. We'll try that. I'm just now figuring this out. That seems like the smart way to do it. I've just never done it like that before. Does it fit? Does it hold? Does it?
Yeah.
Is it tight? Will it move? No, it seems good. Yeah, push those. Now I just fill it. And you don't need to fill it up all the way. You want to leave a little bit out, of course, because we're going to put the cap on and everything, but enough just to submerge that. And then we're just going to pump it on the base of it. Put more in that.
More?
Go up at least halfway. I would still do more. That should be good. Yep, just keep pumping it. See what you're doing here. It's pushing out the air that's inside of it, and it's gonna keep until you see the lines with no more air in them. Then you know it's bench bled. So that one's done already. Looks like the other side's not. Close.
Yeah, it's getting tough. Put some more brake fluid in
Okay.
there.
I think that's good. And there's looks pretty solid, both the lines. There's like those mini bubbles just from us stirring it, but when we bleed the whole system right now, we'll eliminate all those.
Okay, now.
Just install it. You can just kind of get those fed onto there.
What do you mean?
Like put the lines onto the master cylinder itself. Because you know the lines, they move really easily, and we can slide it on last and then tighten it up. Is that little rubber washer still on the back of the master cylinder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I probably feel better putting it on first.
Go for it. That's fine too.
Okay.
Because they don't line it up right up for you where the lines go. All right, and we got the master cylinder and the booster finished up. That seemed to fix his braking issues. We bled it at all 4 corners, and now it feels normal again. It was feeling really soft with that old setup. So we did get a faulty booster / master cylinder, a combination of both. And so now he has that upgraded EX. This is the 9091 Civic Sedan booster. And same time, we just put on the Skunk 2 strut bar. Really easy install. Did that after we had the booster on, just because of making it easier to put it on. I don't know what kind of spiders those are, but that is gross.
I hope.
And when we drive more, there might be more. I doubt there's any alive still, but
You don't think
we'll
so?
just be careful when we're doing it. No, because we've been driving it and it's been moving a lot. It's not sitting still anymore.
Wow, man. That looks scary. What do we have to... Oh my god, John, this is scary.
Gross. Smack it on the ground. All right, guys, and as you can see, we got the tank pulled. Putting on a brand new fuel pump for him. And also today we're gonna finish off. He bought the K-tuned tie rods after all. And we're gonna change his, what do you have, a Godspeed?
The Godspeed
He has
toe arms.
He has a Godspeed compensator arms, toe arms. And we're gonna swap them out with the PCIs today. try it underneath. Go for it. And then we got the PCIs finished up real quick, compensator arms on. Now we know we're gonna have to get the car aligned, so we just kind of set it in the middle here as much as possible because they seem to be stock length as compared to those Godspeed ones that were a little bit shorter and had the adjustability on them. So now we're gonna move on to the front tie rods. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Smacked your finger?
The opposite way since it's not supposed to.
That one you're gonna spin
Backwards towards the back of the car? Or forward?
looks like towards the back.
Oh, yeah.
This is spherical, right?
Yeah, so it should be able to move, right?
Okay guys, we finished up the front tie rods. Well, Chris finished up the front tie rods. I didn't really help. And these are neat. I don't know if you guys have seen these before. These are mounted on the underside to compensate for lowered vehicles. Obviously when you lift it, the arm going into the rack, the two tie rods, has more of a natural geometry as compared to when you lower the car, and the tie rod on top, it bends it really far up. So another simple, nice mod for his car. Now to wrap it up for today, guys, I think he's ready for the track now. He potentially wants to get that innovative traction bar, hopefully. We have a couple of weeks before our track season starts. It's on March 30th. So he's hoping to maybe get that put on. That way he can save him the trouble of getting the car aligned again after getting the traction bar. We just get the traction bar put on, and then with these PCI toe arms and the K-Tune tie rods, and then the traction bar, just get everything sorted out and aligned all at one time. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.